stuff that I've been working on, and I'm always too lazy to like sit down and like take time out of my day to do it, so I guess I'll just start with doing it in my car. But yeah, anyway, so something that I've been working on lately is just trying to do stuff for myself more. And I know that sounds so cliche, but like trying to like actively do that every second of your life, or at least when you have free time, it's pretty challenging, I found. But after you figure it out, it feels really good. I guess, for example, the beginning of this year, 2026, I was just not feeling like myself. Some stuff happened where it kind of made me feel a little, I guess, depressed, you could say. And I don't know, I just haven't been feeling myself. I've been feeling kind of down lately because I've realized that maybe my career plan that I thought I was going to go down wasn't quite what I wanted. But I mean, I do landscape horticulture as my career, so it's a pretty broad, or not career, but as my degree in college right now, it's a pretty broad field, so there's a lot of things I could go into, but I didn't really know at the time like what those things were. Right now I do I'm going down like the path of landscape design, so I mean, I don't know if I like it that much anymore. Maybe I'm just not working at the right place or something, I don't know. But anyway, I was just feeling pretty sad about that, and I've realized throughout my life, and especially just right now, that I tend to try to do things to like appeal to others, or like that would seem I don't know, good in their eyes, and that's definitely has to do with the fact of how I was raised, as most people might agree with that. And basically like my whole college life has been revolving around, oh, will my parents or will my family think this is good, or stuff like that. I don't know. So I've really been actively trying to think about, like, before I do something, I'm like, is this something that I want to do? Or will this make me happy? Or am I doing it for someone else? And it's hard to like remember to ask yourself that all the time. Even with like social media posts. I haven't been on social media that much lately. I deleted TikTok, I deleted Snapchat, because Snapchat's annoying. Let's just face it. But I mean, I deleted Instagram for a day, and then I realized I wanted to post on my stories still because I like doing it, and that's exactly what it should be for. Like sometimes I would post and be like, oh, I wonder what this person's gonna think about my post, or oh, it needs to be so perfect, like I need to pick out the perfect pictures for it, or I need to pick out the best music selection for the post. And I mean, I still do that because I view it as like a sense of my creativity in a way. Like I kind of use it now as like a creative outlet, specifically Instagram and stuff. But I'm trying not to do this anymore where I think about, oh, will people like this, or will this be the most aesthetic, or whatever. Because honestly, that puts a lot of stress on you for something that doesn't matter that much. Let's face it. Like, the person who's gonna look at your post is probably gonna look at it for at most 10 seconds, and then they're probably never gonna look at it again. So it doesn't matter that much. Yeah. So that's just what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to not much about what people think about me. Like, obviously I still put makeup on. I like doing that. I like looking cute, I guess. I feel like a lot of girls like doing that. Some girls don't, which is fine, like, whatever. But I actively enjoy, like, getting ready in the morning and making myself look nice. I'm sure, like, the beauty, like, standards have always been for other people, I feel like, how you appear to other people. But I don't really care about that part. I do like looking nice. It doesn't make me feel like I'm not doing it because I feel like I have to, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And I guess going back to trying not to have your life revolve around how other people see you. I mean, it's so hard because I don't want this, like, series to become like a therapy outlet for myself. I'm kind of just trying to, like, put my thoughts out there because maybe some other people relate to me too and are going through similar things. I think I'm starting to realize that I maybe don't want to do landscape design. Sorry. But I at least want to, like, branch out and experience all the different, like, paths I could go down with my degree. And I've been, like, so terrified of telling my boss right now, which I work part-time for, so it's not like a huge, like, commitment. It shouldn't be. I'm still in college. I'm 24 years old. Like, this is the time. Like, oh, this sounds so much like my parents. Like, this is the time you should be exploring. But it really is. Like, you don't want to be, like, locking yourself in now and then 10, 20 years down the line, you're like, I wish I would have done this or experienced that side of things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm nervous to tell my boss that I have applied to some full-time jobs this summer, which would mean I basically don't work for him this summer because it's a seasonal full-time position. And, like, I've also been trying to challenge myself, which is another reason why I'm doing this full-time job. I've never worked a full-time job before. I don't know if I got it yet, but I've never worked a full-time job before. So that's kind of freaky. And it's gonna be like a landscaping sort of job in a way. It's like taking care of a village area, municipal area, and close to the town I live in. And I'm gonna be, like, planting annual flowers in May in the planting beds in the commercial areas, and then in June we'll be treating for emerald ash borer in the ash trees, and then the rest of the summer I think we're taking care of, like, just, like, maintenance on, like, the perennials and shrubs and just whatever for the rest of the summer. So it sounds pretty intense, at least in May, because I know I'm going to be on my hands and knees for that part. But I don't know. It's going to be a challenge, but also I think pretty, like, worth it and rewarding in the long run. And I really do just want to, like, see if I like this, or see if I like nature restoration, or see if I like interior landscaping design, or, you know, like, all those different things. And I've always just limited myself because of my stupid anxiety that I've had basically, like, forever, as do most people. I'm always so scared to, like, quit a job. And I'm not even quitting. I'm not even quitting this job. I'm just not doing it for the summer if I were to get this full-time position. But I'm, like, actually terrified to have that conversation with my boss. And also, I feel guilty. I feel like I'm, like, betraying him in some way. I feel so much pressure, like, and, like, I know this, and everybody's telling me I shouldn't be feeling that at all. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just scared of old men. Which I probably am, because a lot of the trauma from my childhood came from men. Which I'm not like a man hater or anything. I have a boyfriend. He treats me great. I just think, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not like a man hater or anything. I think they have just been, unfortunately, some of them have just been raised incorrectly. Like, I mean, anybody can be raised incorrectly. I was raised incorrectly, and it's not like I'm like mean or aggressive or anything, but I have like really bad anxiety. I've done a lot of therapy for like separation anxiety, and I was pretty clingy when I first met my boyfriend now. I was very clingy. I was kind of messed up from my last relationship though too. But I don't think it's okay. I mean, like, obviously everybody has their own problems. I totally understand that. It's hard, like especially if you come from like a really toxic like family background. It doesn't have to mean they were like physically abusive or anything. Like my parents, yeah, I don't know. But like, where was I going with this? Anyway, everybody has their own problems. And I think the best thing you can do and what makes you a better person is just realizing your weaknesses and like actively trying to improve on them for yourself. Like everybody, I know there's like a whole thing going around where you're like, oh, you don't have to change yourself for anyone, all that stuff, you know, but I mean, there is a part of that is a little de-incentivizing. Is that a word? You know what I mean. Like, I think you should try to improve yourself, because you do affect the people around you, but also, why wouldn't you want to actively work on yourself to make yourself feel better? I think that's a huge reason why a lot of people are not in therapy, is because they don't feel like they have to change. And even some people who are in therapy, like this is not their fault, but I really do feel like there is like such a push to just be put on medication. And I mean, I have been on anxiety medication in high school and whatever, and it worked for me. That's fine. But now, for me at least, at this point in my life, I don't want to be put on medication. And I always say no when like my therapist recommends it or anything. I think what works for me better at least is like learning the skills I need and then trying to implement them. And it takes a lot of work. It really does. Like, especially if like, let's say my boyfriend and I are like having an argument. Oh my god, it's actually so hard to not just like get so flustered and like try to not lash out, because I mean, he has his own issues too. Everybody has their own issues. It's just, I think it's just so much more rewarding. And yeah, it's a longer process, but I like, ever since I started therapy, which was like 2 years ago maybe, I am literally like actually a different person. and I feel so much more like controlled. Not like, like, oh, I've controlled myself or anything, but like I can control how I'm feeling. It's just like I feel more secure with my brain. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think therapy is a really good tool, and I think people should actively work on those skills more, because it works great for me. But I mean, again, I have anxiety. I don't have this, that, and whatever. I probably have some depression too, but don't we all? I just think that like behavioral therapy, like skills and stuff, have worked a lot better for me, and I don't want to just like suppress how I'm feeling with medication, if that makes sense. But I mean, you do you. I really am not allowed to say like, oh, you shouldn't be on medication, and I don't think that. Like, I think you can do whatever you want, But yeah, I guess that was my little chat for this morning. I'm at work now, so I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening to me. Yeah. Bye bye.